finance influencers charge around 7 to 10 lakhs per reel. There are YouTubers, I'm not kidding, there are YouTubers who earn easily around 15, 20 crores a year. 99% of the content creators do not grow because they are not.
Do you also want to create content on Instagram or on YouTube? क्या आपको भी अपने Instagram reels पर millions and millions of likes and views चाहिए? But you feel that you're not lucky enough या फिर आपका पोस्ट करने का टाइम गलत था? Well, आज के एपिसोड में I'm talking to Sayan, who has worked with more than 900 creators and is in this industry for more than 6 years. आज के इस एपिसोड में हम बात करने वाले हैं आपकी कंटेंट क्रिएशन जर्नी की स्टार्ट से लेके एंड तक सारे स्टेप्स. हाउ यू कैन स्टार्ट मेकिंग कंटेंट, how you can monetize your audience even if you have a follower count of less than 10,000 followers, and moreover how you can sustain this career. If you are new here, मैं हूँ संस्कार एंड प्लीज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए बिकॉज हम हर ट्यूसडे एंड फ्राइडे को एक नया पॉडकास्ट एपिसोड निकालते हैं एट 5 PM IST. वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए एंड लेट्स रोल द वीडियो इन 3, 2, 1. So what was your first interaction with content?
A very interesting question. First interaction with content. I think my first interaction with content was before it was even called content. As far as I can remember, I was a kid who was massively into social media. Okay, as a kid, so I don't know. I was someone who was always kind of figuring out how social media works, how human psyche works, and all that. So I remember I used to go on Orkut. I used to go on High Five. I used to go on Friendster. I used to go on MySpace, right? And people may think that I'm really old. I'm not too old, by the way. Okay, I was just one of those kids with internet, and I used to go deep into all these websites and feel like, okay, what is it that so many people are talking about it? And India didn't know. India only knew Orkut at best.
Yeah,
India didn't
yeah.
have a MySpace culture. India didn't have a high five. India didn't have Friendster. But all those companies existed around like first half of 2000s, right? 2000, 2005. This was even before Facebook, and people loved that. So yeah, I was one of those kids. I think that was my first interaction with content. I used to create these pages, put out thoughts and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it was really early.
So right now becoming a creator is like on everyone's mind. Everyone wants to become a creator on Instagram, on YouTube. Do you feel that everyone should create content?
If you are um, if you're someone who is 20, 25, let's say if you're in your 20s, okay, you should definitely create content. Okay, I'm telling you why. It doesn't have to be that you create content with a goal of earning, let's say, thousands of ten thousands of or hundred thousands of followers. Okay, it's not that. Today content creation is such a game now that doesn't matter at which scale you do it, it's gonna give you a positive ROI. Okay, for example, if you go onto LinkedIn and you go and you just talk about what you are working on, what you're doing, what your skills are, all that stuff, that gives you a way better edge on anybody with I mean, way better edge than anybody who's not creating content and maybe has a little bit of skills more than you. But the problem is that this guy who's creating this content regularly, he will be in the front page of all these recruiters who would like to recruit him more. Okay, so this is one example that this just helps in some way. Now I'll give you example. So this one, I have a friend who is massively smart, like massively smart, went to IIT Bombay. He's now working with top companies of India and outside. And he was like, why should I create content on LinkedIn? And I told him that right now you're not feeling the need. Right now you're at a stable job. Right now you have all your needs met. Then why should you spend, let's say, an hour a day or half an hour a day to create content on LinkedIn? It's simply the fact that you don't know how you will get this distribution. So for example, if you keep creating this content for a good enough time, you will reach 5,000 plus followers in some time, let's say, this 5,000 plus followers would help you massively in a way that you can't even imagine. Okay, in a way you can't even imagine, right? Maybe right now you feel like you don't have the need, but think about it. 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you feel like this job is not something that I like. You just put a message that, hey, I'm looking for a better job. There will be 5,000 people who are looking at you,
Hmm.
and even if there's one person who has a good lead, they would like to refer you. So that increases your chances massively. So it's not about content creation, it's about creating a distribution. Okay, it's about creating a distribution, creating a relevant distribution. Okay, it's not about that I would do brand deals, I would do this, I would do that. That's a very wrong way to approach it. Okay, for most people out there, most people do not want to be creators. Most people will never be able to be creators. Okay, where they do brand collaborations and all, but a distribution always helps. And I can write it to you that if you have a good distribution online, you have an unfair advantage over most other people.
Right. But you said that to your friend, you said that to him, take out half an hour, 1 hour a day. But it takes more time, nah. That's the thing.
It takes more time initially. Okay, it takes more time possibly in the first 2 weeks, and that's where people give up. That's where the problem is, because they feel that I will not be able to spend this much time every day. Okay, but they forget that you're living in 2023. You have more than enough AI tools to help you with content creation, right? As someone who deals with content, there's a new AI tool for content creator popping up every day. Okay, and my point is that you should be able to leverage it. Just go on, work on your content religiously for 2 weeks, and then automate it. And that's true. um you If somebody can crack the automation of content creation, or they don't even have to spend possibly even half an hour a day on just content creation. They just have to possibly see, like, okay, engage and all that stuff, and that also will get more or less automated soon. But my point is that you have to do it for a long enough time before you do it, because think about it. Yeah, it's simple laziness. I'll tell you from my example. Okay, I help all these creators create so much content, yet I am like, in the past 6 months to a year, I have become very lazy with my own content. And I know that I've become very lazy because I have told the other content creators that you do this, do this, do this, yet my Twitter is more or less at the same reach. Okay, where Twitter is my main zone. I was sitting at around pretty much the same kind of followership around a year back, because after that I was like, I want to give content creation a break, I want to help other content creators more. So I did not get the time, but I was still watching Netflix. I was still watching other stuff.
Right.
I was not putting, so it's as simple as that. Yeah, it's not people. Everybody has half an hour a day. Everybody has 1 hour a day. They can put that out anytime. It's simply that either you're overwhelmed or you don't feel the need as much. It's as simple as that.
When you say that everyone cannot be a content creator for doing brand deals and everything, but for distribution, we should create content.
Definitely.
But why cannot everyone be a content creator for the glamour part of it, or for the brand part of it, or for the, whatever you want to call it? Like, is there some art to it, or what's the reason you say that?
So I'm going to talk about it from two angles. One is like the possibility of it and the absurdity of it. Think about it. If everybody is a celebrity, nobody's a celebrity. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem. Okay, so if today everybody has 1 million followers on their Facebook, sorry, on their YouTube, then 1 million followers is nothing in that case, right? It's nothing, it's zero,
Yep.
right? So it becomes very basic. So in that case, your recommendation does not affect anybody, right? So right now, if let's say if Mr. Beast, who has 100 million followers on YouTube, this guy comes and says that, hey, use this particular app to do this, I would jump onto doing this possibly, right? And there will be 100 million other people jumping in. But let's say it is some other guy doing it, right? um, who has 1 million followers, but at the same time all other people have also 1 million followers. So then it's nothing special, it's not broadcasted enough, right? It's as simple as that. So that's the absurdity of it. Second is that when you do when you do content creation for brand collaborations, which is again right now, brand collaboration is the number one money making tool for content creators. Okay, the number one. Okay, and it is going to stay that way for a few years at least. Okay, so my point is that when you do it for brand collaborations, you have to stick to it for long enough time for you to get either your first brand collaboration, or even if you get first brand collaboration at a very early age, you uh, you have to work very hard to keep your sustainable income source from there. COVID impacted this a lot, right? COVID impacted this, the influencer marketing industry, in a very bad way. Right now with the SVB case and everything, the influencer marketing industry is again getting infected, right? So all that stuff all that stuff is, you have to keep in mind that it is not a very stable source. You can do it, but you have to think like, okay, I will make money in the next 2 years, and nobody wants to wait that long. That's the problem. Nobody wants to wait, because there's no guarantee to that it as well, no, that
Right.
you create, because there's so much effort that you have to constantly evolve. Maybe 6 months down the line you become irrelevant, and
Hmm.
2 years down the line nobody even knows you again, right? So this relevance part is also very important.
Makes sense. You have worked with so many creators, Sayan.
Mhm.
So what have you noticed that why do people don't grow on social media?
Yeah, it goes back to the same old answer, and it's a cliche at this point, but I can tell you that 99% of the content creators do not grow because they are not consistent. Okay, it's not the strategy, it's not their visuals, it's not their editing, it's not their scripting, it's not their timing of post. It's not that, it's simply that you have not stayed consistent enough with content creation on any platform. Now when you say consistency, now there are
Interesting.
two kinds of people who miss out. One is the people who are just lazy. Okay, they are like,
Hmm. Okay.
I don't feel like posting today. Okay, that's one. Second is who overanalyze things. Okay, which is like, should I post it this way, should I post it that way,
Ah,
and what
okay.
happens is that this leads to them not being consistent again. So that's the entire problem, that you have to manage it, you have to manage your expectations and supply a good content on a regular basis. I mean, this is something that I want to give. One advice I give to all content creators is that you're saying, I want to make the best piece of content I can make, right? You have not even created 50 pieces of content. How do you know what's your best? You have
Yeah.
to create enough pieces of content for you to get a benchmark that, hey, I have got this level of a caliber to create good content. You don't know yet, so why put yourself in that pressure? Create that piece of content and then do it. I think I on Twitter, I have got 18,000 plus tweets, right, at this point.
Hmm.
And like majority of them are replies, but I'm assuming that I would have easily made around, at least if I talk about tweets, I would have easily made around 9,000 plus tweets at least. And the thing is that it's not that I was doing it all that stuff, but I remember that when I was posting regularly, I was posting religiously all the time. I got connected to a massive level of people that made what I am doing right now possible. Okay,
Right.
um, that's the thing. So yeah, I digressed a little bit, but the point is that consistency, it's one of those things like drink water. Okay, like if you're having health issues, chances are that you're dehydrated. Similarly, if your content is not growing, chances are that you're just not consistent enough. It's as simple as that. And then if you're consistent for, let's say, 6 months, and then also your content is not growing, then there's something major that is problematic with your content. Okay. And then that is where I come and help people, that this is where you need to fix it.
Hmm. So, what do you mean by consistency? Like posting every day, or every creator can have their own sort of consistency?
You have, this depends, question depends highly on the, firstly, the platform. Okay,
Let's
the
talk about
platform.
YouTube and Instagram.
So if you're talking about YouTube long form, okay, if it's YouTube long form content, it absolutely doesn't make sense for you to upload every day. Okay, it's too much work
Yeah.
for too little reward. You don't want to do it. YouTube, the sweet spot for YouTube for a new creator, I would say, is 2 videos a week. Okay, 2 videos a week, and 2 good videos a week. Okay, not like you would just put some random, 2 good videos a week. If you say that I'm gonna post on Tuesday and Thursday, then post on only Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, post on only Tuesday and Thursday at the same time, and do it for 6 months and see the magic happening to your YouTube, because YouTube really rewards this. YouTube wants to see that you're consistent at great at regular timings, and the algorithm picks that up like crazy, and feels like, okay, this guy is consistent and this guy is posting regularly, so they would just push you to other people. And YouTube is one of those content pieces, YouTube is one of those pages, sorry, platforms, where it just takes for you to one video to crack, and the rest of your YouTube career is fixed, right? But that is not the case with Twitter. Okay,
Hmm.
on Twitter, you must have seen there are tweets which go like mega viral, right? But
Right.
the profile does not get good engagement on a regular basis. So it's a major problem. But yeah, with YouTube, I would say 2 videos. On Instagram, I would say that Instagram is very different for everyone, I would say. But there's a thing that people want to upload regularly, like every day. I feel like that is not sustainable for most people unless you have a backup of 30 videos. So I would say that definitely try to put at least 3 videos a week. Definitely try to put 3 videos a week. If you do 3 videos a week consistently for even a month, you would see magic happening on your Twitter, on your Instagram.
So, what does the algorithm want? Like on Instagram, let's say.
See, you're an engineer, right? You're an engineer.
Yeah.
I am an engineer. Okay. You have to understand that the algorithm is not against you. Okay, the algorithm wants to push you, the algorithm is on your side. Okay,
Hmm.
but think about it, because it's, let's say, Instagram. Okay, Instagram is in a need of new content creators coming up every day, so that there, like, enough number of people stick to the platform. Otherwise, if they don't have new, if YouTube to this date only had, um let's say Ashish Chanchlani, Bhuvan Bam, Harsh Beniwal, right? If YouTube had only those people even in 2023, people would just leave YouTube. People would be like, there's same stuff that I've been
Right.
seeing for 8 years now, right? So firstly, understand that the algorithm is on your side. Okay, algorithm is not against you, algorithm is your friend. Now, what's algorithm? You have to understand that algorithm is nothing. Algorithm is the medium through which your audience gets to your content, or your content gets to your audience. It's as simple as that. So what you need to optimize for is not the algorithm, but the audience. Because algorithm is like one, this machine, this, that. people are trying to game it all the time. People are like, yeah, tags add kar lo, wo add kar lo, put this keyword, all that. And I'm not gonna say those don't work. Those work, but in the very very short time. Okay, like on Twitter you would get these keywords from time to time. And if you put like startup was a keyword at time, right? So if you put startup word in your tweet, it's guaranteed that it's going to get 100 impressions, sorry, 100 likes easily. Okay, so there happens, like there's of course algorithms and all that stuff, but you have to optimize for the audience. Optimize, like, okay, create really good content, create really good thumbnails, create really good um the titles, create really good outros, create a really good CTA, all that stuff. Create really good stuff, and then you're gonna get good people coming onto your video. It's as simple as that. Stop worrying about the algorithm, because the algorithm, I'll tell you, if the algorithm was static, then studying the algorithm would have made sense. Okay,
Yeah.
but algorithm changes every second. So the CEO of Instagram released this one video where he was talking about, like, okay, they are going to prioritize this, that, and he said that the algorithm is basically a machine learning thing, right? It's a machine learning model where it just learns, like, okay, what the users are preferring. Okay, and then it just feeds that content to the people. So my question is, how do you as a creator have that data that you're going to try to game that algorithm which changes every second? There's no point in you
Right.
trying to game the algorithm. Try to understand what audience wants and try to fix yourself around that, and you're sorted. It's as simple as that. Many people say that the algorithm prefers quick editing. No, the algorithm does not have a preference for quick editing. The audience prefers quick edits.
Hmm.
That is why Mr. Beast has like one cut every 5 seconds or so max, right? I'm pretty sure that you will not find a 10 to 15 second long sequence on any Mr. Beast video. But Mr. Beast knows that there needs to be a cut every 5 seconds. So that is what the audience want. That's not a problem of the algorithm. So yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah.
So how quickly can someone go from zero to, let's say, 1 lakh followers on Instagram, provided they have good camera presence and everything?
If it's a Instagram page, okay, I would say realistically, you can expect 1 lakh. Did you say 100K?
Yep. Yeah.
Realistically, if your content is that good, like that good and that shareable, I'm assuming it's not viral content. I'm assuming it's not comedy reels. Okay, I'm assuming it's very informative content, because informative content takes time, right? So if it's
Yeah.
informative content, you can expect around 6 months to a year. Okay, realistically 6 months to a year
Okay. Right.
is what you would expect. There are people who have done it. I have a friend who has done it way earlier. Now if you are creating comedy reels, or if you're creating very that kind of videos, then even like a month is more than enough if your comedy is good.
Wow. So Sayan, like, does it only mean that I can monetize my audience once I get to 100K or something like that? Or if I'm at a much lower scale, like let's say 50,000, 60,000 followers, even then I can monetize and make a good side income from it?
Dude, if you're at 50, 60,000 on Instagram, you can earn. If you're at a 50 to 60,000, and if you have an English speaking audience, okay, I'm assuming, let's say if you have an English speaking
Yeah.
audience, you can, in a good time, let's say where the influencer marketing industry is going good, and you have an English speaking audience, and it's an informative audience, not a comedy
Okay.
audience, okay, information
Right.
audience, you can at least make around, uh, even if I say conservatively, you can make around 20K for a brand deal. Okay. So if it's 20K for a brand deal and you do two brand deals a month, that's easily 40K. Now, I know a lot of people would jump out to me that I know this one creator who does not make this much and all that. There's a big difference, but I can tell you that if you have 50K following on Instagram, and if you have an English speaking audience, you have an audience which has the purchasing power, you can make around at least a 50K if you play your cards right. At least a 50K per month. Okay, and that's equivalent to a good salary in India, by the way, right? It's
Right.
50K, like in a world in India where the starting salary of an average engineer is 23,000. Okay, 50K is a lot in that case. So that's the game you want to play, and then but you have to quickly move that audience from Instagram to other places because
Right.
uh, yeah, I mean that's a separate discussion altogether, but yeah, relevance is a game as well. When you said 50K, you feel like that's the bare minimum. uh, the moment you reach 10K, brands will come to you. Okay, brands will come to you if the moment you reach 10K, and you can make a good side income every month from that. I have one friend, I know her from college. She has around 20K currently, and she does not have a very good purchase power wala audience. Okay, she has a very
Okay.
basic kind of a, because she's a fashion influencer, so you understand the audience
Yeah.
demographic of what a fashion influencer
Yeah.
happens, right? So um, but she's making around, I believe she's making around 20-25K per month just from doing some brand collaborations. Okay, and it's that simple, that because a lot of brands just want kind of visibility and they would pay you for that.
Yeah.
So you can make a good amount from that. And if you want to monetize, if you have a distribution on Twitter or on LinkedIn, you can monetize pretty much immediately, right? uh, while working with this one company, we had this one podcaster who was at 500 followers at that time. He sold 1500 plus ebooks, okay, on our platform with just 500 plus followers on Twitter. Okay, now he's an anomaly. I should mention that he's an anomaly. There was a massive support from the community of ours and everything, but at the same time, that's the possibility I'm saying. So if you want to start
Interesting.
monetizing, definitely you can. Yeah. So yeah, coming to the other question, could you just repeat the question once again?
Yeah, sure. So I was saying that the creators and brands that you have worked with, how have you basically helped them monetize their content?
So with so I have an extensive experience in working with creator economy brands. I understand creators. I have connections to creators. So I help these creator economy brands sort out their marketing first, and sort out their growth aspect. So that's what I do for the brands there. Creator economy brands. Then there comes like D2C brands or any other brand app brands where they want a good strategy maker for their influencer marketing campaign. So that's where I jump in. I help them make better, because most brands do not know how to create good campaigns. Okay, they are really bad at creating influencer marketing campaigns because they feel like I would do this and it would get me the result. That does not happen. And third is where I work with content creators to help them grow on any social media platform. So done that with LinkedIn. I've done that with YouTube. I've done with that with Instagram and Twitter as well. So I help content creators figure out their strategies, figure out how they want to grow, and get them monetization deals and all that. So whatever is their problem, I come in as a kind of a mentor and help them grow on their content game.
So what is the best platform to create content? Let's say I want to pick one single platform initially. So which one is that?
It's a very vague question here because um, see, it depends on like what kind of a person are you. Are you a person who's good at writing? Are you a person who's good at speaking? Are you a person who's really good looking and has a great camera presence? Can you hold conversations better? There are so many questions to ask before you jump onto something, right? For
Hmm.
example, if somebody is very good at putting thought provoking questions, right, put out go and talk on Twitter. Okay, if somebody is really good at writing good explanatory um, kind of posts, go on LinkedIn. Okay, uh, someone who understands business, let's say, if somebody can hold conversations really good, can put thought provoking questions, go on podcast. If you are good at quick bits, if you're someone who people like to see immediately on camera, go on Instagram and YouTube shorts, put out content there. So it completely depends on that, like, okay, what kind of a person you are, right? um for example, I have seen a lot of podcasters who do not successful podcasters who are not that good on their Instagram reels. Okay, so this is the thing. But objectively, if you say that, okay, which content platform is the best for you to get into, provided that, let's say, excuse me, provided that, let's say, you have all the other things sorted. Okay, if that is the case, what you should do is go on to Instagram reels. Okay, the reason why I'm saying is that when you're starting content creation, content, mind you, content creation is hard. You are a content creator, you know it is hard, right? So this is something that I always say, that content creation is easy, content creation regularly is tough. It's super tough.
True.
Anybody can come up with a phone, create a video, and post it online. That's not content creation. Content creation is you getting up early thinking about what content do I have to create today. And that's very tough. It's equivalent to
Right.
going to the gym. It's equivalent to going to the gym every day. Okay, and it's really tough. So um, my point is that when you go to, like, think about it, if I have to relate to this, most people do not go to the gym or cannot stick to the gym is because they do not see immediate results, right?
Yeah.
But think about it, if people got like good, at least some progress within just a week, there would be far less people quitting gymming, right? But think about, it's the same with content creation. People who, if people are creating content regularly and they get, one of their videos goes to 10K within, let's say, the first 2 weeks or 1 week, there's a much lesser chance that this person would abandon content creation, because they have got the
True.
taste that, okay, there's something, they have got that validation. Okay, so that's the point, that Instagram gives you that. Platforms like Twitter does not, platforms like YouTube long form does not. But platforms like Instagram can make sure that if you upload 10 videos, one of those will at least reach 5K to 10K.
What's your opinion about forming a team, and when should someone think about that?
um, Form a team when you are sure that you are going to stick to the game.
Hmm.
form a team Form a team, because see, and form a team as soon as you understand that you're going to stick to the game, because uh, team creation is very important. It's very important. You cannot do everything by yourself. It's not just the editing, it's the conceptualization part, it's the scripting part, it's the
Right.
publication part, it's the engagement part. You need a team for that, and it may not be that you need four different people for that. You might just need one good guy. Okay, uh, but make sure that you get in a team the moment you feel that there's uh, the moment you feel like there's a good chance that I'm going to stick to the game. Because if you don't want to stick to the game, don't hire other people, because they are also spending their time on you. And if you quit, then there's no point.
Yeah, makes sense. Science somewhere, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I read that Saurav Joshi makes around 80 lakhs a month from his YouTube channel. So can that be true? And like,
Why not?
isn't that
um,
crazy?
that is crazy. Like, that's what we feel like. 80 lakhs. Can you think about 80 damn lakhs? 80 lakhs is what, I mean, most of the middle class Indians will not earn 80 lakhs in 20 years, right? They will not be able to earn 80 lakhs in 20 years. Some of the people will not earn 80 lakhs in 20 years, and that's crazy. But if you when you break it down, okay, when you break it down, let's say he said 80 lakhs a month, right? Think about it. Chalo, I'm taking a very conservative number over here, okay? Somebody who charges, let's say, gonna give you some idea, okay? Just and then you do the math on that, okay? You have seen these finance influencers on Instagram. Uh, some of those finance influencers charge around 7 to 10 lakhs per reel, okay? Some of them, okay? I'm not gonna name them, but you understand that there could be some, right? And this is the lower tier, let's say the mid tier ones. Now think about the ones who are a little bit higher, okay? They would charge even higher doing this. So let's say somebody's charging that much, and this is just an Instagram person. Now think about Saurav Joshi, who I'm not sure how much he would charge for exactly a brand collaboration right now, but think of it, if it is in double digits, okay, if it's in double digits, he already earns a majority of it from there. And there's one beautiful thing about YouTube is like a content library machine. So the more you create content, the more your earning gets, because your previous videos are also getting views on a regular basis, right? So the more he creates, there will more, tech burner, right? Tech burner goes openly and says that my earning is in multiple crores, right? But most of it is not from content, a lot of it is from his business and all that stuff, but a majority of it is content. There are YouTubers, I'm not kidding, there are YouTubers who earn easily around 15-20 crores a year, okay? There are and these and that's the thing, that most people, we don't know that the game is so big. They're so big that we can't fathom. And that's the thing. People feel. I love that Superman quote, right? That people are afraid about what they don't understand. Okay, so it's the same thing. People feel that, how can someone sitting in their room creating videos earn a crore a month, where I am slogging my off for 10 hours a day and I'm not earning that much, right? And that's the unfair side of things, right? There's the unfair side of things. And it's also not very sustainable. But think about it, somebody who's earning 80 lakhs a month, if that person has not really is that person is not really bad with their money, they would not need to be sustainable for a very long time. They can live a good life with that. So yeah, that's pretty much my point, is that there's a lot of money in the creator economy, lot of money. Like, you can't imagine how much money there is on the creator economy. But for you to get into it and say that I want to do it, you have to work a lot. And second, you have to find your own game into it. Don't think that this guy did this and that is the way he did it, so I would also go it. For example, all these finance influencers, right? These finance influencers, there are so many people who just went in and gave their finance advices. They don't have 10,000 rupees in their bank accounts, but they are giving finance advice on Instagram. There is a lot of people like that, because they felt like, okay, if this guy is doing it, this guy is getting a lot of video views and all that, so I will be able to do it. But that's not a sustainable way to do it. People will call you out for your bullshit very soon. So um, that's what I say. That's why I say stay authentic, because the audience knows. The internet audience of 2023 is a very mature audience. You cannot fool them. They would find out what your history and geography is within 1 hour. You go there and say that I'm a flex, I'm a millionaire. Somebody would figure out, bro, you don't even have one asset. How can you say you're a millionaire? So my point is that there's a lot of money in creator economy. Definitely go for it. Definitely do a lot of stuff. But don't start with the thing that I'm gonna earn 1 crore a month, because then that's like you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot at that moment.